Well, listeners, we are about to play the brand new single from Revoid on our show. It's called Everything, but of course the band have also announced that their Evergrey EP will be out on July 19th as well. So we thought we would actually get Dale from the band on the phone tonight to chat about this brand new single and to also give us a little insight to the EP that's coming out as well. So welcome to the program, Dale.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me.
No worries. Now, mate, this brand new single, I know our listeners are about to fall in love with it in just a moment when they hear it for the first time. So tell us a little bit about Everything and how this track has come into being.
Honestly, we wanted to take a different approach on what we usually write. We're a big mental health advocate sort of band, so this one is, I guess, a little bit more about introspection and my personal journey through accepting everything that I was to get to the point that I am now. So I feel like after all these years, after all these struggles, I'm in a good place, but everything's sort of a tribute to everything that I once was and once had to be to get to this point.
That's a very deep topic to put into a track. What was that songwriting process like for you, especially when you sat down to work on these lyrics?
It was pretty challenging, honestly. The music was one thing, like it came together really nicely. We just wanted a nice balance of melody with some impactful points there. But yeah, the lyrics had to tell a message from start to finish, and yeah, it was obviously being so personal. It took me a little bit of time to get through and actually coin something that I was really happy with and really happy putting out, something that wasn't just playing into the dramaticism of it, but something that actually felt real to me and something that felt convincing enough to want to convey to everybody else.
It is something deep, and it's something that it's probably important for a lot of people to realize that we all go through dark times in our lives, but we all learn from those times as well, and they're things that will probably be valuable in our lives later on. Is this the kind of track that you're hoping that people will listen to and maybe listen to during those darker times to get them through them?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, it's something from where I've come from, and I'm sure a lot of people have been in, similar or worse situations, and, it's important to honor where you came from, even if you hate that person. You had to be that person at that time. It may have been for survival. It may have just been for your development as a human being, but, everyone comes from somewhere, and I think it's important to give that sort of side of you some respect and, honor where you came from, I guess.
Yeah. Is Everything a good example of what we can expect to hear on Evergrey?
Revoid we pride ourselves on our variety, so everything is what you can expect for the quality. As far as the, I guess, variety that we are sort of trying to display, it's indicative of what we have to offer quality-wise more than anything,
Yeah. So talk us through that. Talk us through those early days when you first started to work on Evergrey. What kind of discussions were you having as a band? Was there anything that you kind of set yourself that you wanted to achieve while you were recording this EP? What was the ideas there?
Well, musically, we always sort of keep things separately. I pretty much do all the lyrics myself, and then we, together as a band, sort of write the music. We sit down, we make things that we want to hear, that we want to be playing live, and that we want to, we want everyone to get involved in and enjoy and feel passionate about. So once I had all the music together, it was pretty much my job to go away, hide in a cave for as long as it took me to write these lyrics and get it all together. So the process felt pretty similar, but I guess I had to check in with the boys a lot more, and I'm like, hey, I want to say this in a song. I want to do this in a song. Is this too much, or is this not enough? Or could we be doing this better to showcase Revoid and our growth, and also adhere to, I guess, a little bit to what our fans want, and sort of keep that growth and keep that retention going. But it was same process, but a lot more in depth, I guess this one would be.
Yeah, I can remember when your other EP, Sleepless, still came out. I remember the buzz around that EP and how well it was being received, and even how many requests we were getting for your music on our show. Did you feel kind of pressure sitting down working on this next EP because of the success of the first one?
We definitely did, because Sleepless Still is just outrightly like a straight down the middle sort of metalcore EP. We wanted to do that. We wanted something that showed that we would fit in with the industry and that we could be a part of it. This is a bit more defining for us, so we try to replicate things that people love in Sleepless Still, while at the same time, displaying our growth and our development as musicians and as people. So it's a lot of what people have loved, but it's also a lot of risk for us in trying some new things and hoping that it goes up well.
You've also garnished a lot more fans since then as well, of course, playing supports, and you're also your first headline tour as well across the East Coast. But is that something that you guys have been aware of this time around as well, that there are more people out there that know you guys and know your music?
We never really, we love our fans to death, and it's so surprising when there are people that I've never met before, just singing your songs word for word in a crowd when we go and play in a different city. And that's just, it's so surreal to us. Like, we've never really sort of taken that into consideration until we're in the moment and we're like, wow, people actually know who we are. That's amazing. So it's a little bit daunting to sort of consider that. Even most recently, when we supported the Last Martyr at Tomcat in Brisbane,
yep.
We had people singing everything word for word, despite it only having been out for maybe a week and a bit so far. So it's been crazy.
So they are looking forward now with the EP coming out on July 19th. What have you guys got planned after that? Are you hoping to get out there and do some shows? Are you guys looking at touring overseas? What are the plans going forward now?
Bit of both, actually. So we've got a few domestic operations in the works. There's 2 shows coming up which haven't been announced yet, so we can't talk about it too deeply, but it's a Brisbane and a Sydney show. We're trying to tack on Melbourne as well, but we'll see how we go. And then we're looking at doing a run for the actual EP at some point, so that's another East Coast run. We're going to try and make it to Perth if we can squeeze it in, but apparently it costs more to fly to Perth than it does to fly internationally, so yeah, international is also on the cards as well, so we've been having a few talks about that and just seeing what we can put together.
Awesome. And for all of our Aussie listeners, check our website, because as soon as these guys announce their shows, we will put that news straight up. So it'll be up within 10-15 minutes of it being announced. So look out for that as well. But mate, we are going to play everything on our show right now. So what would you like to say to all the listeners out there, not only before they listen to this amazing track, but before they go out and grab Evergrey on July 19th as well?
Honestly, just want to say thank you to everybody that's brought us this far. We never really did this for anybody outside of ourselves until it became more about that. So thank you for believing us, and thank you for supporting with us, and we'll continue to do our best for you.